Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to install the vm-bhyve actually and set up the vm-bhyve on the FreeBSD 13.0 release version. Idea is to get the virtualization working so we can run other operating systems on top of the FreeBSD. I've done this already in the previous videos, so right now I'm going to do this from the scratch. If we are successful with our endeavor, we'll try to set up the PCI pass-through for the GPU, so we can basically have the real hardware available inside of the virtual machine. So that's the goal. Without further ado, let's go. Again, as I work, I have my instructions on one screen, and another screen is the real machine. So I'll jump from one to another as we go. Feel free to ask any questions, to leave a comment. I'll try to answer the comments whenever I see them, and let's see what we can accomplish. All right, so the first thing we have to do is we'll need to load the kernel module called vmm. That's this one. That's the first step. So let's open, switch user to root, and now I will do kld load vmm. It's fine. Next thing we have to do is we'll need to edit etc/rc.conf, so this module gets loaded automatically every time we reboot computer. Okay. Right now, I think that's all we need currently from the vm-bhyve. That's basically all we need. Let's switch right now to vm-bhyve. vm-bhyve is a management program, manager for the vm-bhyve. vm-bhyve is hypervisor for the FreeBSD, while the vm-bhyve is actually the management system for the vm-bhyve virtual machines. As you can see, you can install Windows UEFI. I think all operating systems with UEFI. So let's follow the instructions. Actually, I can follow this instruction, copy paste them on another screen from the FreeBSD actually. So FreeBSD vm-bhyve. First thing, let's install vm-bhyve. Yes. All right, so now we have some instructions we have to add. So we need to run vm enable, and also to set up the VM directory. Both of this one is fine, but this one we have to adjust. This is actually a dataset we would like to use. It's also stated here. I'll open, actually let's, we'll need to create a dataset here, but this command, don't execute this command. This is just the overview, what we have to do. So we need to create the ZFS dataset where our virtual machines are going to be installed. So CFS, let's see first. All right, so we're going to use zroot, CFS, create, zroot, and then /vm. This is going to be a data set where we will install the virtual machines. That's it. Next thing is, let's enable VM service. Every time reboot machine, it will be started automatically. And right now we have to add also vm-dir to match this data set that we just created. That's it. Right now I'm going to, let's say, service vm start. I'll manually start it, unable to load vm.co. This module is already loaded, so it's interesting. Kill this stuff. Grep vmm, why it's failing. It's already loaded, as you can see. Hello, the icon. So let's actually, you know what? I think it's really smart to reboot now. So I'll reboot the FreeBSD and then we'll continue where we stopped. After it's back online. Yeah, I did. Thanks, Jose. I already did load that VMM like that, and it's actually present in the KLD stat, but it's not visible. But it somehow the vm-bhyve doesn't recognize it. So this kind of quirks I already had in the past, and I found that it's easier to reboot machine. Yeah, I know, vm-init. Yeah. Next step. We are back. Yeah, loading. Okay, so let's continue. Yep, we are fine. So now let's go vm-init. So we are continuing with the instructions. Error, unable to load vmm.go. That's interesting. Let's actually let's see what can be the issue here. So I try to unload the vmm kernel module, then I'll try to load it again. Let's now try vm-init. Unable to. Let's check the documentation. That's what we did. We don't need that right now. Nope, nope, nope. Virtual machine. No, let's actually try to execute this. Manage virtual machines. No such. What can be the issue? Actually, what can be the issue is maybe I haven't enabled virtualization in the BIOS. That actually can be the issue. So let's reboot. One more time. And now I'm going to go to and I actually said unable to load vmm.co. Okay, we are there. Mouse is really slow here. CPU. Let's go to advanced. CPU configuration. Yes, you see, that was the issue. The virtualization was disabled. SVM mod, this is AMD. It has to be enabled. Alright. So, real-time bootstrapping and troubleshooting. Right, let's wait now and see. Oh, thanks, Jose. That's really helpful. So if we run vm init, it loads all necessary modules. That's from the man pages. I haven't checked them, but thanks for advice. That's cool. You're probably wondering why I'm switching this on and off. Because this HDMI grabber, whatever it's called, the Camlink, whenever you change the resolution, OBS Studio somehow gets confused and I need to remove the source and then re-edit again, and then it recognizes the new resolution, which is not that bad, but still, it's the manual process. Okay, let's now see if we can continue. VM has not been configured, or it's not the valid directory. That's interesting. Let's check rc.conf. Oh, what's missing is ZFS in front. We're good. All right, so next thing is copy everything from here to here. I'm really against that. So let me show you what we have to do here. So just first create directory pzroot vm and then dot templates. That's the directory we need. So in this directory, we're going to copy templates for virtual machines, which will be used at the moment of creation of the virtual machine. Now we can continue with copying. So cp user local share examples vm-bhyve, and we're going to use ubuntu.conf. And now copy that to zroot vm templates, and that's the one. Yeah. Next thing, let's check what we have in that file. So we have one CPU, let's say, I'll actually add more, I have 16 cores. Let's say 8 CPUs, how much RAM? Gigs. Network type, VirtuIO, network switch public, disk 0 type, VirtIO block, disk name, disk image. All right, so that's let's do that first. Actually, let's make sure it works, and then we're gonna play with the graphics and the GPU PCI pass-through. Now we have to create this virtual switch. For next step, we need to know the name of our of the network device. In this case, it's IGB0. So I'll say VM switch add public IGB0. That's it. And next thing is we need to download ISO file for Ubuntu. So let's go to Ubuntu website and download, find the link to ISO file. Download this one. Copy. So we say VM ISO and paste. Authorization failed. So let's see, ISO help. Maybe there is. Nope. Maybe let's try to find somewhere else, some other mirror. It's interesting, this mirror didn't work. BitTorrent, nope. See all Ubuntu mirrors, yeah. Argentina, let's find something in Europe, like Belgium, or somewhere closer. France, all right, let's go here. Yep, desktop, this one. Copy link, VM ISO, and we just paste the link. And now we wait. It's 2 gigabytes to be downloaded. While we wait, you can ask any question. Two minutes left. 2 minutes. Checking if YouTube works. It will be too awkward to watch myself. Alright, so vm create. Now what we need is, so when we create, we can say which data store, which template, what's the size, what's the memory, CPU, and what's the name that we need. All right, so I'll say vm create template is Ubuntu, but there is actually something extra we need. So what we need is bhyve firmware, grab bhyve because we want to run Linux. And that's it. So now I can say vm create minus t ubuntu, then minus s, let's say 200 gigs, and let's call it ubuntu 0. All right, next thing we need to do is, we should say vm install f ubuntu 0, and then ISO file we downloaded. So I'll just switch here. vm ISO. This is the file that's downloaded and right now in our internal repo of ISO files, whatever. I never pronounced ISO correct. And yeah, it works. Let's go. So we are actually right now inside of the virtual machine installing Ubuntu. You see there is no graphics. That's next thing what we're gonna do. So right now we're just gonna do really quick install of Ubuntu just to see if it works. Yeah, this is Ubuntu working. And this is actually the installer. All right, so if I want to set up, all right, that's good enough for now. To be honest, I actually forgot how to detach from virtual machine. vm list. All right, so we have remove, actually destroy ubuntu 0. Stop. Now configure the template. So I'll create a new template from Hi Erko, I'm from Serbia. CP CP user share examples vm-bhyve vm-bhyve. And now there is the one I'm looking for. Let's actually check default one. It's not that one. Config sample, yeah, that one. That's the one we're looking for. So from here, I'm going to do a cherry pick. So I'm just gonna take stuff that I need. Or we already have the CPU count, we have memory, bhyve options. All right, so we need pass through. Yep, that one. So we're gonna pass through PCI slot. Where is my second GPU? It's exactly the same as the first GPU. I'm using the Nvidia RTX 2060. So they're actually two identical ones. And besides that, we're gonna say graphics yes. Graphics listen. No. And resolution. That's what we're going to set. These graphics actually will allow us to connect via VNC to a virtual machine, so we can see what's on the screen. Okay, let's actually do that. So templates, ubuntu 0 vm templates and then ubuntu, and it will be graphics. Let's call it actually GPU. Zero VM templates ubuntu. Okay, first thing first. All right, pass through. So pass through can look something like this. Oh man. Mine is 1100. I'll show you how I know that because yesterday I saw 2.0. So if you do a PCI conf, I guess, yeah, -L, and then grep VGA. I'm using this one right now for my active display. That's what you see on the screen. And on 11, it's actually the second GPU, which is unused, which I'll use for the PCI through. So that's the reason why I'm saying 110020. The next thing we need is graphics, yes. Then graphics resolution, I guess. Yeah, res. And actually, let's use a higher resolution than given here. Not too high, actually. This one is fine. Nothing else, everything else is fine. Yep, that's it. And now let's create a new virtual machine. So I'll say vm create type, it's Ubuntu GPU. Size 200 gigs. Memory CPU, we have that already. Ubuntu GPU 0. Unable to find template ubuntu gpu.conf. Oh, I misspelled it. And now we will need to do vm-iso and then vm install f. So ubuntu GPU 0. I want to install there this one. Entry s ACPI dump entry error. VM list stopped. Why it stopped? So we have 4 CPUs, 8 CPUs, 8 gigs of RAM. Thanks, Jirka. Very close. Something interesting here is going on. I think the problem is actually with the GPU pass-through, but let's try to edit that one. So root VM and then ubuntu GPU 0, and I'll edit the config here, ubuntu conf. So what I'll do, let's disable this one for a moment. Maybe that's the issue, who knows. That's not what I wanted. Hi, Sarkuza. We're not supposed to see this screen at all here. The problem is it's installer right now. It's actually in console mode instead of being graphical and waiting for my input. Let's check actually how this is done for Windows. Graphics, yes. Mouse, CPU, all this is fine. That's what we have, graphics equal yes. Thinking why this can be the issue. We're not supposed to be here, that's for sure. Running. Stream console. Okay. Hello, Milica. All right, so there is something interesting about the configuration. I would like to change this to... So I would like to change first thing console. Well, I want to use tmux instead of the current one. Here we have graphics. It's requested. Graphics. Let's go to sample templates and then config sample. Come back later to this one. So graphics, yes. Graphics, yes. Next thing is port. Use this option to specify fixed port for service. If you specify port number of the panel, please make sure all guests have the unique port. All right, it's not really required, but just for now. Default. Zero, zero, zero. Listen to every port. Resolution. Let's have this. Wait auto. Copy. Graphics VGA, valid options for this are on off IO. IO is default. Please see the behave band pages for this. Alright, I don't really need that right now. Alright, so let's actually reboot now. Something is weird with these virtual machines. I really don't want to fight them, so it's much easier to reboot and check. I might need to recreate them because I'm aware that once you try to install, and if it's not correctly installed, then they keep this weird state, virtual machines, until, I don't know, you somehow resolve it. And I don't have that experience with that, but so it's much easier maybe to remove them and recreate them again correctly. All right, we're back. So let's check now. All right, so this GPU one, that's one I want to start. Ubuntu GPU 0. There is one catch. Zero to VM, Ubuntu GPU 0, Ubuntu GPU 0 conf. Okay. VM destroyed, Ubuntu GPU 0. Yes. All right, so let's create again. VM create the Ubuntu GPU 0 S 200 gigs, and the name is Ubuntu GPU 0. Here is just GPU. And now we have ISO vm install then it goes to Ubuntu GPU 0 and then ISO file. This shouldn't be happening. That's weird. Let's put save graphics. Another thing I can think of is maybe UEFI. It's required for this to work. So again, let's check the docs for VM. Let's actually say this. Instead of saying loader is grub, we'll say it's UEFI. Yeah. Recreate it and install it. It looks like it's working. Let's see. Now we need VNC viewer. All right. Step by step. I'm actually, this is my normal workflow. Whatever I do, I always question stuff. I research, I check how they work. Which one should we try? Let's actually try Tiger VNC viewer. I usually use something else, but right now I want to try something else. Sorry. Tiger VNC viewer, yes. VNC viewer, and then let's say 127.0.0.1 5.9.9.9 if I'm correct. Success. So we know that the graphics works, VNC works. I connected to a virtual machine. Installation will be fine. I guess let's just try. I want to make sure it works. Then we're gonna fight the GPU PCI Passthrough and try to make it working. So install, yes, third party, whatever. Continue. Yes, please, just don't bother me. Continue. Mark it as sick, I really don't care. This is a virtual machine. I never set this to automatically log in. This is a really bad practice. But since it's the virtual machine, it's just the playground, I'm fine. "11 people watching, you're still here?" Nice to see people being interested into this stuff. But there is a thing, every time you try to do something, when it's the most needed, it doesn't work. There is something else. Especially if it's demo or it's live session, live streaming, whatever. Yeah, but the gods are on our side tonight. All right, let's check something while this is being installed. So I want to see vm-bhyve Passthrough 0. Maybe there is something doesn't work PCI Passthrough. Let's see GPU one, where it should be. What's the slot where it's expected to be? So here it was to 50 PCU 50. Okay, we can try actually to use the same one, same port. Install is almost done. It's such a shame that there is no frame buffer grabber for the vm-bhyve, so I have to use VNC. In order to get games working inside and having a reasonable frame rate, once we get a GPU pass-through working, we need different solution. Because VNC is not that performant. It grabs the whole screen. And you'll see a tearing or whatever. Anyway, if we can get any game working, even if it's the VNC, that will be great. If not, next live session, live stream. Great, installation succeeded. Press enter. Okay. I'm left. Press A to open the context menu. F8. Oh, there is context menu. So this is Ubuntu, I guess, just installed Ubuntu. I hope that's not a live CD. Excellent. That's the one we need. Let me try to change the resolution from within. I really don't know if this is gonna work. Nope. All right, so I'll shut down this thing. Power off, power off. Let's edit zroot vm ubuntu GPU 0, ubuntu GPU 0. So here I'm going to have to change this to be something higher. How much higher? Depends. Thing that can fit on my screen, so I can fit this thing actually. That's a reasonable size. Copy. vm start ubuntu GPU 0. Okay, and let's connect. Now we have a larger screen. Actually, let's keep it here. Oh God, please just leave me alone. All right, so this works, but it recognizes even the printer on my network. That's nice. Nice feature. Now, next step is GPU pass-through. So we have to get this thing working. So copy. So we'll use exactly the same slot. Inside the virtual machine, the same slot that we have on the real machine. Let's start it now and let's hope it's gonna work. But unable to start connection. Huh, it doesn't work. VM. Network virtual disk. Yep, but we don't have it stopped. Okay, so VM list. Actually, it stopped. Let's start it again. Stopped again. All right, what can be the issue? Let's actually check. Someone wrote here. This is exactly why I'm recording this, so I see this kind of issues all the time. It's hard to follow, or it's can be partially applied here, but at least it's some info at all, so we can follow. vm-bhyve run. It's fine. That's done. PPT. Oh, yes. Yes. I think I have to add your PCI pass-through device in your folder. Yep, you're right. So I need to edit there and then reboot. Thanks, Jose. That's exactly what I found out now. I need to reboot and make sure that that device is not used by the host system. Good call. I appreciate that. PCI copy. Multiple devices can be added. Cyberlink, thanks, man. It's funny, but everything stopped working and I forgot a lot of stuff, so getting familiar again. All right. You know what's the drill. It's easier to reboot. All right, let's reboot. If we succeed, that's gonna be really nice. Even though if the PCI pass-through works, we still have to install the Nvidia driver inside of Ubuntu. Last time I had it was nightmare. I hope it's gonna work now. All right. And we're back. So I need to confirm that PCI conf grep VGA. Now we should just see one device. PCI -L. We see both of them again. Oh, why is this bootloader.com? That's the one. Cyberlink asks if I'm active on Twitch. I'm not active there. I'm just here on YouTube. Yeah, my uploads are not consistent. We're not. Life happened. Let's try to run it. I mean, it's here. It's configured correctly. 1100, that's the one. VM list, VM start. Stopped again. Passthrough. So that's the one. Oh, it's no, it says no. Ready, it's not ready. This one. Why it's not ready? Okay, so reboot configure will cause the request PCI through device to be masked from system and become available for use in virtual machine. For example, PPT0 in the virtual machine. Yes, the slot. So this one is correctly added there. Let's again check. Loader conf ppt devs. Configure to be preloaded at boot. Oh, it has to be preloaded at boot first. I'm not reading instructions, that's a problem. So it should be here. Yeah, and now we should reboot. We're back. Yes, it's not visible here. That's good start. VM start ubuntu GPU 0. VM list stop. Oh, why it stopped? Pass through. Yep, it's yes. All right, everything associated with 11, I think we should add to be passed through. So all of this. Vim bootloader.conf. So 0, 1, 2, 3. And I guess we need to reboot, yeah. Come on, baby, one more time. Come on. No. Two. VM list. VM pass through. Yep, all 4 of them. VM start. Ubuntu GPU 0. That's the virtual machine we want to start. Stopped. What can be the issue? Even better question, how I can debug this. So I say info. All right, let's say that. Info ubuntu GPU 0. I don't see, first thing, I don't see pass-through here at all. It's not mentioned here. Let's root VM ubuntu GPU. So we have 11.0 to be 11.0. Let's change it to be something else. To be 2, for example. Nope. Maybe it's like this. Let's check that. Oh, it's not. Let's actually try to push something else. Let's push 11. This one. Nope, doesn't work. This one works. That's interesting. Like, how? Why? This part is working. We are fine here. However, we cannot get this thing working. Maybe here we have some information about that. Full example template using TMOX support guest example. This net for interfaces, virtual switches, grub, running Windows, running on UEFI graphics, VNC, info output explained, UEFI. Let's see this one. Nope. VNC. Additional configuration options. Nope. Graphics, that's set. Graphics await, yes, that's also set. Running Windows, let's see. Pass through. Okay, let's try not to map it to anything. So just like this. Oh, it doesn't work. 11. All of this is done. I have similar with the following in my results changed to, along with having 0, 0 works. Good luck. Let's try that actually. Well, sometimes this kind of stuff you get surprised why it works. None of this worked, so we definitely, so add the pass-through PCI device to the virtual machine. This allows the guest to access the hardware device, no different than it was running on a bare metal. The value of this option is BSF of appropriate device. The slot to use in vm-bhyve can be specified below. This example will force the host to device to use slot. Alright, that's nice. Please note that in order to stop vm-bhyve host from attaching the device, there is some step required to reserve the device in bootloader. We have done that. The VM pass-through command provides a convenient way of seeing the BSF of each device in your system and whether any have been reserved ready to use. Okay. More details can be found in, yeah, we just tried and we didn't find anything there. Thank you. Thank you for nothing. So we know it's this one. That's clear. However, we don't know how to mount that one inside of the... There is something I want to try now. I want to go inside the virtual machine and then check PCI, list of the PCI devices from within the machine. Okay, so when I go here now, it's at F8. Let's maybe try to grab auto detect, yes, security, input, view only, ignore, emulate middle mouse, no, accept clipboard, send clipboard, pass system keys directly to system, screen, full size, miss, shared, no. Terminal, LSPCI. So what's used is 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1F. But here is the thing. It's the 0 actually used. This one. VGA compatible controller. So my logic says we should use this one, 0, 6.0. Okay. Zero 6.0. It's not that one. Not that one. Then let's try this one. Nope. No luck. You know what? I don't want to drag this live stream. I think we had a success actually setting up the vm-bhyve, masking these devices so we can have the pass-through to a virtual machine. For some weird reason, we're not able to have a pass-through of GPU inside of the virtual machine, in this case the Linux, the Ubuntu. I think the problem is configuration, definitely. Something related to configuration. I will definitely continue this stream next time and where we just stopped. Again, thank you so much for all your support. It means a lot for me. If you have anything to ask, feel free or say before we sign off. All right. I wish you a pleasant night and see you soon. Goodbye, everybody.